What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, you guessed it, we are working on the Trans Am again. I've got a few other things that I want to pull out of the engine compartment, so that's what we're going to work on today. I have the Corvette sitting here. I have the CTSV pulled out, so let's drop this thing down and take a look at some of the stuff that I want to work on. Now that it's down on the ground, let's take a look at some of the stuff that I want to take out. Of course, the battery. You can see there's some surface rust from the battery. I'm going to address that. So I'm going to take the battery out. I'm going to take the coolant reservoir out. I'm going to take the AC setup out, unbolt here, and then probably the coolant lines that run into the heater core. And then on this side, I'm going to go ahead and get the power steering pump out of the way. I'm going to unhook it. I am also going to be getting rid of what I would consider a power steering heater that the factory puts in. I'm going to be deleting that altogether. But let's get started by taking out probably the AC first, then the battery, and well, we'll just kind of go from there. We're gonna start here with these 213s that run from the AC lines up to the firewall here, and then we will get, it's a star, well, it looks like a Torx bit, and I'll give you that size here in just a second. So this piece here is a T40, is the Torx bit that it takes. You can see I'm still leaking coolant. This is disgusting. Makes me crazy to have a mess, but let's take this one out. Now, since I already have the T40 on and this is the same, I'm gonna go ahead and take these lines out which go to your heater core. Now, you are gonna have to, obviously other than this, and we disconnect it from the water pump, you are gonna have to take those clamps loose up top. Take this 10mm stud out so we can get the ground and everything kind of over to the driver's side. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and take out the battery mount, which is just a 13mm, but you're going to need a pretty long extension to get up top, and we'll get the battery out of the way. We're going to follow that up by taking the expansion tank or the overflow tank out as well. Just a 13mm there, and then you will have to undo the wiring that's clicked in on the spout here. I'd say for the most part we're probably finished over here. As you can see, there's a lot of surface rust, and it's not bad. I've seen way worse, but we're gonna leave this for now because I'm gonna have to get it off the lift and take the inner fender off in order to thread this wiring back to get it out of the way so I can clean this up and paint it. So we're gonna move on to the other side, and we're gonna start by trying to suck out as much as we can out of the factory tank as far as the power steering goes, but you know, you're inevitably gonna spill some, but we're gonna try to suck out as much as we possibly can. Now, it's pretty inevitable that you're gonna spill this, especially when you take the lines loose, but I'm gonna take as much out as I can with my little turkey baster here, and I got an extra old oil jug that I'm gonna put it into. I'm not gonna be reusing it, but this is just a way to get as much out as we possibly can before we loosen up the lines. I get that drained out, or as much as I can, I've got it turned upside down, and we're going to take an 18mm and loosen up the connections that actually go into the rack itself. Just be careful, and like I said, you're going to get crap everywhere. It's just going to happen, but it's something that has to be done for the next step that you guys will see coming down the road in a future video. You guys can see that I kind of stuffed some towels in there just to kind of keep extra stuff from running out. It's going to happen anyway. Like I said, you're going to make a mess. But moving on, I'm going to take the power wire that went to the alternator and over to the battery. I'm going to take that off here, and there's just a 15 millimeter here on the post, and then we'll be able to get it out of the way. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and unplug the ABS. And then I'm going to take the bracket off, but I'm going to leave this for now until I can suck out all the fluid in the actual brake cylinder or master cylinder. So these should just be 13 millimeters on the side here. You can loosen these up, and then we'll be able to take the bracket loose. It's 13 all the way down. So the next couple things we're going to take off are the fuel lines, and then we're going to go ahead and take the drive shaft or the steering shaft out, and that'll be out of the way so we can get to these bolts that hold this plate in, the protective heat shield for the brake lines and the fuel lines. We're going to get those out of the way, and then we're going to take this 10 millimeter out right here that hold all the grounds, and we'll see what else we can find. All right guys, so I went ahead and undid this clip beside the fuse block, and I'm gonna go ahead and unplug both of these guys. Now the fuse block just clips in. There's a set of clips there on the firewall. I've already got it out, and then there's a clip here on the back side. So I'm gonna unclip it and kind of fold it over. Now once you get it folded over, you'll be able to see that there's a couple clips here to get these boxes out of this piece of plastic that they set in. Now I'm not planning on removing these all together. It's quite an undertaking to remove them and plug it all back in, but what I am wanting to do is get it at least enough slack in it to get it out of the way so I can clean all that up underneath. So I think now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the brake master. Like I said, I'm going to try to pump as much out of the top as I possibly can, and then my connections, I'm going to loosen them here just so I have a little bit of a spot to catch brake fluid before it hits. Obviously brake fluid is really corrosive, so I don't really want to disconnect here, not at least right now. So let's suck the fluid out of the brake master, and we'll try to get it out of the way. I wasn't able to get as much out as I would have liked, but because there's a little bit of there's a grate in there that doesn't allow you to get all the way down in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it off, but before you do that, go ahead and unplug your low brake fluid light, and you're gonna go ahead and take the two 15s out on either side. And then once we do that, we're gonna go ahead and crack the lines loose here at the ABS block. And there's a reason for this, guys. Don't think I'm crazy for taking all this off. You'll see in future videos what's going on here, but I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, take those 15s out, and then we will crack these lines loose and get the master out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and crack the other three loose and get this out of the way as well. Now, one of the things you guys can notice that I did is I put some caps over the fuel lines, and I put some caps over the brake lines. So I don't want any brake fluid dripping. I park a car underneath this when I'm not working on this thing, so I don't want any brake fluid dripping down there. I do have a catch pan, but just in case, wanted to cap those off. And then the fuel lines, I don't want any debris or anything getting into it while I'm doing everything I'm doing up here. So the next thing we're going to take off are these 10 millimeters that hold that heat shield on. And I do believe there's one under the car, so we may have to get under there and take it off. But we're gonna get this heat shield out of the way. And I'm not sure what we'll do next. We'll keep looking around, see if we can find some other stuff to unplug. Now I've got it back up in the air because there's a couple things that I couldn't reach. I couldn't reach this plate, and obviously I'm gonna have to remove it here and my piece that I made to keep my exhaust from banging around. And then there's a couple other things, but let's knock these out real quick, get this plate off. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off as well on both sides. And then there's a couple wiring pieces that I need to take loose. That I need to undo are right here where it's connected, and I'm going to take this whole plug out, and the plug that goes to your ABS line, just unplug it just like I did, and then release this from the K-member itself. Now on this side we need three things unplugged. The oxygen sensor is mounted to the K-member, as well as the ABS lines in those same two places. Now the next thing I'm going to take loose is the heat shield all the way to the back here. Those are just 7mm. The reason I'm doing this, guys, is I'm going to be giving it a thorough cleaning. I'm not going to paint anything here. I am going to paint under the hood, but not here. I'm just wanting to clean this real well, and in order to do it the correct way, you need to get all this stuff out of the way. So 7mm, there's about, I don't know, looks like there's 100 of them, but take all those out, get the plate out of the way. I actually found a couple more things I want to do while I'm down here, and that is these 10mm that go in to hold the fuel rails in place. I'm just going to move those out. So there's one up there that hold the brake line. There's one here for the fuel line, here, 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 and I'll probably take those two out as well, and I might just zip tie it up for now. I don't think it'll probably hang, but if it does, I might zip tie it up into place just for now. Now I've got it set back down on the ground, and the reason I'm going to take the wipers off and the wiper cowls, it makes it 1,000 times easier to get your computer out, and that is the next step. So 13mm here, this just pops up, and then there's several of these little clips that you'll need to take out, a couple up top, and then once you lift the hood, you'll be able to get the rest of them out. Now that we got the cowl out of the way, I went ahead and unclipped this, and you're gonna need two 7mm to loosen this up. I'm gonna fold that out of the way, then pull the computer out. You can see there's two little clips on the side. It pulls straight out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take the tray out, which is two 10mm bolts. I think we are finished for today. I'm kind of tired, and I just want to work on this a little bit at a time, so I'm not in a big rush. I think in the next video though, I'm going to get the harness completely out of the car. There's only a couple connections under the inner fender, which I'm going to have to take the wheel off. And then on the inside, there's two plugs that go into the car that I'll unplug, and I'll show you guys that in the next video. But we're getting closer. Also, I'll probably start doing some cleaning, maybe masking stuff off, because like I said, I'm going to paint this fender and that fender, inner fender anyway. And I doubt that I'll paint this just because a majority of it's covered. I might paint part of it, and I really don't want to take the headlights out because the alignment is just a pain. I might, who knows. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please smash that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, go hit that subscribe button, because obviously we're digging deeper and deeper. I'm sure you're thinking I'm crazy at this point because, well, why would you take all this apart when it's a perfectly good working car? But why not clean and dress up the engine bay while you're at it. Got the engine out on the stand, and a lot of other stuff to come. So anyway, guys, make sure you stay tuned to see what we do to this car next.